New edition of the People's Choice here on WCEG Talk Radio, the Worldwide Community Empowerment Group. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited today because we have kind of, if you will, a recap or some time ago, you used to see TV shows that would say to be continued. Well, today is to be continued, part of the conversation that we had a few weeks ago in reference to Selma, but this conversation goes a little more in depth. Concerning the Stone Awards. And we're so excited on this evening to have, recipients and lottie dottie everybody. We used to say that in the Army, lottie dottie everybody, who has been a part of this wonderful event, and they're celebrating 30 years. They're even older than me. I'm just 29. So it's I keep feel like I'm gonna hold at 29. I'm gonna keep holding at that. But we're
Okay.
so grateful and thankful. Please know, ladies and gentlemen, the thoughts and views of the People's Choice are that of the host and of the guests. They are not of that of WCEG Talk Radio. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to again welcome you to another edition of the People's Choice here on WCEG Talk Radio. And I want to introduce our guy, the guy, Cam, who's going to give us all of the ins and out and all of the goodness concerning the 30th anniversary of the Stone Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, if you will, give a round of applause for Cam this afternoon.
Detail.
All right, Cam.
How you doing? How you doing, Reverend Flint? How you doing?
Sir, if I were any better, I'd be twins.
Oh, wow. Hey, we need to try to clone you, sir.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yes, sir. Well, Cam,
Yeah, how
thank you
you
so
doing?
much for joining us. And I know that you got others around you, but I want you to kind of give us a background of the Stone Awards and let us know how this came about as a whole.
Well, let's take it back to 1989. There was an idea. Actually was more of a vision that was given to me in knowing the state of the city of Memphis, even in 1989. The charge was to place accountability on those leaders, the ones that should be doing more for the city of Memphis, and of course the ones that are actually making footprints and putting in work for the community, whether it be in the highways, byways, honoring those type leaders.
Yes.
Just give them their flower while they're here, just to nudge them a little bit to let them know, hey, we see you and we appreciate all the hard work and the leadership that they demonstrate. So
Yes.
that was the concept. And again, the flip side would be place accountability on those leaders that call themselves leaders, just holding a title. So hey,
Right.
if you're gonna not acknowledge yourself as a leader and put yourself in the community as a leader, you need to put the work in. So it's a twofold to that. That was in 1989. It was a struggle. This is before social media. It was before computer.
Right.
That computer ages. The strategy was to create printed ballot papers and place them in different grocery stores and those bank tellers, those tellers that actually would sit outside. I know, Reverend Flynn, like, what are you talking about? But
Listen, I joke about being 29. Trust me, Cam, I'm a lot older than that, but I know exactly what you're talking
But
about.
just imagine, this is days before social media and computers.
Yes, yes.
So we
So look,
would
I'll
create
age
our
myself
own
and say
ballot
I
paper.
grew up before social media. There you go.
Okay, so you understand.
I
So
did
you
all my
understand.
crazy stuff before then. Yes, there you go.
Right. So
Yeah.
at the time, it was under the umbrella of Nisha Unity Reject the Stone at the time in 1989. We
Okay.
had the organization had a volunteer of 20 committee members that was involved with circulating these ballot papers with little small stub pencil and place them inside grocery stores, the bank tellers,
Hmm.
outside bank tellers, and different organizations and newsstands. And we would ask the community to write in their leadership, and we would take all the ballot forms, throughout the city of Memphis, and maybe thousands of them. And that was a lot of work, I tell you
Yes.
that. We were looking at a good 3 weeks just to tally up the votes. But looking back at it, it was a blessing. It's a form of history of the Stone Awards now. And now we're moving forward, 2025. It's a lot easier, you know. And let me say this: my sibling, I'm the youngest of nine. The name of the foundation now is My MustardSeeds Foundation. It's named after my mother, Thelma Brownlee Campbell, and my other 8 siblings. I'm the ninth of the My MustardSeed. In 2007, 8, Reverend, we started noticing um, having, we're talking about voting online
Yes.
and nominating, their leaders online. We realized that people was voting and nominating and voting for these leaders based on namesake,
Mm,
not the work.
right.
And we did we honored their votes. And but Mon, I must see my family. We decided that we're going to pull that from the community because we was honoring those leaders that really wasn't putting in the work for
Putting
the
in the work.
community.
Understood. It's
Right.
like
So
election time. People recognize
exactly.
names. They don't recognize the leadership or the work.
It's
Yes.
just the name. They just
Yes.
recognize the name.
Right.
And so we pulled that. We pulled that. Said, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna, if anyone want to nominate their leader, we ask them to email their bio, and we go on that. And then we decide in each category. If we have maybe 100 bios in one category, let's say most outstanding public service, we look at the bio and we narrow it down to 3.
Yes.
And that's been working. That's been working. It's been working in many ways, I would say. What that decision, what that allow us to do is to propel a true energy of service, meaning that
Yes.
when we pull those names and we call those 3 top 3 and say you've been nominated,
Yes.
we know that it's going to good soil. And and
Right.
and 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 at that moment, the honoree would say, "Oh wow, really? Really? I've been nominated." And since
So
of
let me make sure. So there are 3. There are the top 3 that you choose for the awards each year.
yes, it's top
Okay.
3. Then we narrowed it down to just one honoree
Okay.
for each
Okay.
category. For
Okay.
each category.
Got you. Okay. Okay. Please continue. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yes.
Oh no no no. So we found out that was the best strategy. And not only that, it's a way of just motivating those great leaders that's really
Yes.
putting in the work, and it just motivate them even more. It's almost
Right.
like,
Right.
we see you, man. Keep doing the work. I know it's hard. I know the time is strenuous and
Right.
the work over. I know, but we see you. Um, Please keep up the good fight. Don't give up. We'll hold up like Aaron, and we'll hold up the arm of Moses. Like we'll hold your arm up a little bit. Just keep fighting. And
Yes,
and we
sir.
found that it have been working out in many ways. And Reverend Flint, over the years, those leaders that have not been selected, nominated, it's a little fire on that bridge. You're like, why haven't been nominated? You're like, well, you
Right.
got to put in the work. Let's have that
Right.
conversation.
Right.
So it have opened up a conversation what we need to do even more, including myself as a leader. So it's
Right.
it's, it's been a great thing, with that. Pulling that and allowing the work speak for itself more so than the name.
Awesome. So Cam, do me this favor. Tell us the categories for which individuals can be nominated in.
Well, the first 12 categories. Let's. I'm sorry. Let's go back to stone. What the stone mean? The stone
Sure.
is
Sure. Sure.
is the rejected stone. The stone
Okay.
is the precious
That the
stone.
builders refuse. Okay. I got
All
you.
right. So okay. So you follow me with this,
Yes,
Flint.
sir.
All right. So you like the reader. You like the reader. So the rejected stone. Explain that for me, Flint. The rejected
Well,
stone.
of course, from a spiritual standpoint, the stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone, right? And so
Yes.
that
Yes.
cornerstone, from a spiritual perspective, is that of Christ. When we say
Yes.
we build on Christ, the solid rock, we stand. It is upon him that we're able to build. Without that cornerstone, nothing else will be able to stand. Now, from a perspective of an organization I belong to, that cornerstone is extremely important.
Right.
And it's to mark that we were there, but that cornerstone is exactly what is needed in order for us to be able to build the remainder of this. But again, Christ is that solid foundation, that rock upon what we
Solid
build.
foundation.
Yes.
Amen. Okay, so we have another description, the precious stone. Explain the precious stone to the viewers.
Now you give me that, because you're about to take me away
Okay.
with that one, the precious
Well,
stone.
the precious stone is Yeshua, or
Okay.
Jesus.
All
The
right.
precious
Got
stone
you.
is Yeshua. And it's so
I
the
figured, but
stone.
I just wanted to say, I want to make you to tell me what your
Yeah, yeah,
explanation, but
yeah.
please continue.
Right. It's the precious stones. All in all, the stone represent a sure foundation.
Yes. Yes.
It's the rejected stone that the builders rejected,
Yes.
end up being the marker of the temple. The precious
Yes.
stone is Yahshua.
Absolutely.
It is the sure foundation. And, so the stone was established and built on the idea, or I don't want to use the ideology, but the idea of a stronger foundation, which is
Yes.
Yahshua. You know,
Yes.
and I stand excuse me, I stand on that. It's not a religious thing. It's not a Christian thing. It is a righteous thing.
Yes.
It is a solid thing. A solid thing, if you
Yeah.
understand what I mean by
Understood.
that.
Understood.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know, one of the people that I quote often, to your point of it not being a religious or Christian thing or anything like that, is that of Mahatma Gandhi. Now, Mahatma Gandhi's history is not all that good himself, but
Right.
in what he was setting out to do, there was some prejudice of him that was found out. But what he was set out to do was the nonviolent movement, and one of his things was, "I love your Christ, but not your
Mhm.
Christians, because they're so unchristlike."
Uh,
And so,
there
to
you
your
go.
point,
There you
it
go.
has nothing to do with the umbrella, but for us to be more like him, to work more like
Well,
him. And
yeah.
it would be one of those things is, of course, we want everybody to come to him, but the thing is,
Yeah.
if you can at least
Yeah.
operate in that wheelhouse, you'll be more like him. But there are
Yeah.
so many who are part of the religion, but none like him. Let
Right.
me not start. Let me
No, but
let me reel it
that's
in.
but you're
I'm
right
I'm a
about that.
Black Baptist preacher, so it's kind of hard. Once we start, we get going. So I'm a
You're,
backup,
you're, you're
but
on point
that's
with that.
yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
So
for
when
many
you
years,
mention
for 400 years on this land, we have been taught to get caught up in a name or
right,
organization or
right, right,
religion.
right,
But
right,
my personal feel on my order is the Most High God, Jesus, which is Yahshua, and the Holy Spirit.
yes,
That's my order
that's
right
the
there.
order. That's the
That is
order.
the order. And
Yeah,
so when I say it's not a Christian religion, meaning that um, it's about the truth, and the truth has no denomination.
yeah,
Yeshua, Jesus is Jesus. He is
yeah,
Yeshua.
yeah,
There's no
yeah. I,
denomination.
listen. I'll say this, and I will move us forward, because again, this will end up being our whole hour if you if
Right,
we
we stay here.
continue. But I am adamant and a firm believer in the in doing away with religion, and I say this in the contents of, because religion is the great divide.
It is.
We are only divided because of religion. The most segregated day in the world is Sunday. It is not because of color.
Man.
Yeah,
I
it's not because
believe.
of color, it's because of religion.
Right.
Because I believe and you believe and they believe and everybody else believes that we are, that our doctrine is correct.
Mhm.
And there should be no doctrine other than that level, that tier that you have made. God, the Son, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's it. There should be nothing else. But we live in a society that pushes the doctrine more than they push the leader or the Christ himself, the God himself. And
Right.
that's the
And his
unfortunate thing.
and his commandment and his laws. Like we
Yes, yes,
completely
yeah.
forgot about his
Right. So
commandments.
we're people are more concerned with religious doctrine than they are of the laws of God and laws of Christ. Yeah. But
Exactly.
let
Right.
me look,
Right.
let me you about
Right.
to get me fired up. Let me take us forward. So understanding that the Stone Awards, the backdrop or the meaning is being on a solid foundation.
Yes.
That's where it's a sure foundation, a
Yes.
solid foundation. And
And you
and
know what, Reverend? You know
yes.
what, Reverend? Here in America, there's never been a solid foundation for us.
Mm,
So I always use the phrase rebuilding a true, precious, sure foundation. I use that rebuilding. We have to rebuild it.
yes.
40
Yes.
years, we have never been a strong foundation for us.
I think it
But
was, is it Frederick Douglass, I think, and correct me if anyone, if I'm wrong, who made the statement that we can't build stronger men, but we can build stronger children. Or I might be missing that quote a little bit. But basically saying that, once they're an adult, we really can't change it, but we can take the children and build them into being
right,
something more. And
yeah,
and I know the quote is
yeah.
just leaving my mind right now. Uh,
Those are the stones. Those are
Yeah,
the stones that we
absolutely.
need.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes, yes, yes. Those are the zones. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us about the categories that are encompassed in the Stone Awards.
Well, initially, and it's still in the fabric of the Stone Awards. There's 12 categories, which is the 12 tribes, the 12 stone, the 12 the precious stone.
You're just really
You
trying to
got
get
to
me to
do.
preach on here,
I'm
Cam. That's
sorry.
you
Well,
really
ladies
try
and gentlemen, you
you
guys can
really
go research that. I mean, we have Google, but
you're really trying to get
I
me to do
kept
some
quite a
Bible
few
study
people
here.
back
That's
there,
that's
right?
what we're about to end up doing, some Bible study. But yeah, please continue. Mhm.
Yeah, we don't have that much time. We have so many honorees here that
Yeah.
do. But yeah, so there's 12 categories. So I can
Mhm.
name a few that signify the 12 precious stone, I would say.
Yes.
You
Okay.
have the most outstanding public service, most outstanding clergy, most outstanding radio personality, TV anchor, most outstanding organization CEO. And I call those names out because those categories out because each category, each leader that's over these categories or reside in these categories, they have a mass of followers,
Hmm.
a mass of followers. So if we can challenge them in each category to actually to really truly stand on that sure foundation. Just imagine how many followers or viewers or committee members or staff members like myself, like let's just say with these two, let's say with Joe Calhoun, he has over maybe, and I may be downsizing his followers, but I know he has over 10,000 followers just on a day,
Hmm.
and meaning that he has the attention of all these followers, right, Reverend.
Right.
That's a powerful position to have between 5 to 10,000 followers, listen to
Absolutely.
everything he say, watching every move he make. Just imagine if he's making those moral moves, those moral decisions. Just imagine as you have 5,000, 10,000 followers. Those are little stones,
Right.
and then
Right.
and he's building 10,000 followers. It's like disciples. You're having five to
Absolutely.
10,000
Absolutely.
disciples. That's just one leader. We just saw him
Yes.
out in one category. You see where I'm going with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I just named
Well,
out just a few of the categories. I'm
well,
sorry,
let's
Reverend.
do this. No, 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 you're good. So let's do this. We have I always laugh when I use this word because I was, probably like 31 and I was in a room full of thought educated people but apparently they had never heard this word before. But we have a plethora of people on the stage with us, on camera with us. So I want you to introduce the individuals that are here with us.
Yes, I would like to start. first is the legendary Kirk Carrington. He would be considered as my godfather. We're gonna make that official on October 18th.
Yes,
Salute
sir.
to you, sir, the original foot soldier of
Absolutely.
1960 and 65, 68. We have I salute to you, Kirk Carrington. I just want to say that again. Much love for allowing me to stand on your shoulder, as well as this gentleman right here, the legendary Joe Calhoun, original civil
I mean,
rights leader
the
here.
name
In
Joe
the
itself means everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the
Kirk is
name.
in Selma,
Yeah.
Alabama. Yeah, Kirk
Okay.
Carrington, Selma, Alabama. So here in Memphis, we have right here, which is Joe Calhoun, original foot soldier, civil rights leader. I would say a foot soldier, team foot soldier at the time, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's like a freedom baby, I would say.
Mhm.
And he's still here fighting the power that be, you know, and thanks for this gentleman here. On my right, your left, would be Sergeant Lewis Moore, the great man here. He's an honoree of Stones and Self honoree. He doing great work here in the city of Memphis. Not only that, he's taking 25 students, kids to South Africa on this coming December. So much
Yes.
love for this brother right here. We also have, let me go to Tulsa. Let's go. Can we go to Tulsa, Oklahoma? Join me. Let's go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have the legendary Bobby Eden, great guy. He's a humanitarian and an activist in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His families are the descendants of the Black Wall Street. Much love to Bobby Eden. We have the Queen in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Damali, she's with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Queen Damali.
He's
We
here.
have I don't know if we have Charles Harper.
They're both.
It's Charles. Okay, much love to you, Charles and Bobby and Damali in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know. We have do we have Jeremy Pons in Atlanta? Has he chimed in with us? He's Jeremy Pons. If not, he's honorary this year. Um, we have we have the Showtime producer. We have the producer of this show that we on, Miss Penny.
Hmm.
Where? Miss Penny Rogers in Atlanta.
Yes.
Give me a yes. Give me a yes. Can you hear me, Penny?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Yes, there you go. Let's have Miss Penny Rogers. She's honorary in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as the queen. I call her the queen. I call her. She is the queen. Queen Jasira. She's a activist, a songstress, a poet, spoken word artist, actress. She is phenomenal. Much love to you, Queen Jasira. Here in Memphis, we have who else we have? Let me
Joyce
see.
Howard.
Who?
Joyce Howard.
Joyce Howard. Yes, Joyce Howard. Joyce Howard would be. She would be officially on October 18th at the 30th annual Stone Awards. We're going to make her the official Mon 9 civil rights songstress. We're so excited about that. She is a wonderful activist here in the city of Memphis. She was part of the Black Panther at a young age. That's amazing that you just say that.
Right.
Thanks to you, Joyce. Much love to you, Joyce, and being there for Mon 9 MustardSeeds with motivating us with your song. And we have the host of the show. Let's go to the host of the show, Drew McCraven, the third, I would say. I called him Smooth Drew. You with us, Smooth Drew?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Hey, give me a ladies and gentlemen right quick, man. Give me your famous ladies and gentlemen right quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Selma and Stones Live, streaming live on the internet. And welcoming all the guests. We thank you guys so much. Top of the evening to everyone.
Yes. I don't know if KC Kirk Clayton. I don't know if he's in the meeting with us this soon. But if not, the KC, he thank you, KC. You'll see this later on. Two-time Grammy nominated music producer, and he's great guy. This guy's he's phenomenal. A legend, I would say. No, he's beyond that. He's an icon of music. Thank you for producing the Stone Award soundtrack. Thank you, my brother. He is the first Mtenzi Award Hall of Fame honoree this year. That's KC, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. That's on this live.
Well, listen, thank you so much for introducing everyone that's here. So I want to get to some of them and tell me about their experience and what it meant to them, when they were selected or when they got the call that they were being honored in this way. And I'll start, if you will, with Mr. Eden. Bobby, can you tell us what was that experience like when you got the call or the message that you had been nominated for the Stone Awards, and you are on mute, so you're going to have to unmute your phone. There you go. There you go.
Well, I was very excited when I got the award. Me and Cam have been corresponding for maybe a couple of years now, and I had received the Stone Awards, and then he called and said, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you another award." I say, "What? You gonna give me another award?" So I'm very excited about coming to Memphis. Memphis is becoming like a second home for me. With all you guys, that I've met so far. And I'm just excited of bringing the history from Black Wall Street down to Memphis. And, Black Wall Street is just probably about 3 minutes away from where I'm at right now. And I go down there from time to time. And a lot of people come from various different places. But to be able to receive this award and fellowship with you guys in a way, it's just great, and it's in my heart.
Mr. Eden, can you tell us what category you received your award in?
Well, I did the Stone Award. I don't know what Cam is going to give me this year. I'm just like, okay, man, what you going to give me this time? You know what I mean? So Cam, it should probably be in radio or something like that.
Okay. I see you got some disc on the wall back there.
Those are some of the awards and stuff that I've got. This is my favorite seat that I sit in. I'm in my radio station right now. Okay. And those awards are from Miss Natalie Cole and Peebo Bryson, back in the back there. So old man puts them on the wall for the kids and the young people to see, that you can accomplish goals if you do the work, and you must do the work,
Yes.
I ate a lot of beans and cornbread for that, slept on a bunch of sofas and stuff like that, on floors, sofas, to obtain those awards right there. But getting this award down in Memphis is very special to me because, like I said, Cam is my brother. He say he's a Eaton. So I said, okay, my brother, so
that's right.
Yeah. So it's a real good thing.
Awesome. I want to move to.
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. Yes, I hear you, Cam.
Let me lay the foundation on this category in the Stone Award this year. The 30th Annual Stone Awards is paying tribute to original foot soldier. We named the category Stones in Selma when we was in Selma for that was July 4th and 5th, and bringing it to Memphis. Bring to Memphis. We deem it as Selma and Selma Stones in Shelby. So basically, honoring civil rights leaders from 7th State and connecting Black Wall Street, meaning that we bridging all the Bridge of Hope, taking it back to ground zero, which is Selma, the Pettus Bridge, Bloody Sunday, and reimagining, rebooting Black Wall Street across America. So that's the theme of the Stone Awards this year, just to lay a little foundation down. They all get that award, Selma Stones and Shelby Award this year.
Gotcha. So there you go. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Miss Demila or Demilla. Am I saying it wrong? Please forgive me.
It's Damali.
Damali, I apologize.
No problem.
These extra eyes I got don't always work every time either.
Yeah.
Damali, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about your experience with receiving an award for concerning the Stone Awards.
So I have actually been to the Stone Awards before because our District 1 City Councilwoman, Vanessa Hall Harper, got a Stone Award. This was several years back, and we went to support her. So I'm
Yes,
familiar with, what happens. I was like, oh man, this is fancy. And I look for any
right,
opportunity to get dressed
right.
up. So so to learn, first of all, I love the title, Rebooting Black Wall Street Across America. And to be honored in such a way because of the work that we do here in Tulsa means a lot. I mean, I
Yes,
think sometimes when you're, grassroots, your boots on the ground, you're trying to make things happen, you don't really think about the magnitude of what it means to other people in other places. And I tell people all the time, we are actually on Uncle Bobby's radio station. We have a show there each and every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And one of the things I say on the show all the time is that you never know who's watching you.
absolutely.
So, way in Memphis, Tennessee, somebody is watching us and watching the work that we do and how we move. And so
Yes,
we're being honored because of that work. So I'm
yes,
so appreciative and so grateful that we are moving in such a way that we inspire people across the globe. I mean, we've been honored to be able to go to Kamuli, Uganda, and help the folks there. We've built homes, helped build a church. Now we're working on a campaign to build a school for them over there. And
nice,
we actually took
nice.
some of the Juice Radio Show members from Uncle Bobby's radio station with us when we went to Uganda back in 2024 last year. So it's just, we are just, well, I guess we hadn't necessarily named it,
Hmm.
but we are actually not only local, but we're national and international.
Yes.
And so for somebody to appreciate us for the work we're doing, it just means a lot. And so we're looking forward to being in Memphis to celebrate with all of the other awardees. Charles had to step out a minute. We had an
No
emergency phone
worries.
call.
No
So he had to
worries.
step out, but that's why he's not here. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Somebody told me that there's a young lady on here who can sing, and with a name like Empress, I can only imagine that she probably can blow. Empress Joyce, can you tell us about your experience and why you're excited about the Stone Awards?
Hi, everybody. My name is Empress Joyce. First, I want to say thank you for having me. And I'm excited about the Stone Awards because number one, first, let me just back up. I've been working with Cam. It's been over 10 years now. I know he probably, if I say the years, he's gonna be like, "No, wait a minute, now you trying to tell my age." But it's been almost 20
Joyce, I'm
years.
29, so I understand. You maintain it's 29.
And so, like the first time I ever, I've always been in activism ever since I was a little girl. The
Yes.
first time I won an award with Cam was when I won a Cammy in 2018.
Mm.
And that was the first time that of the nominations. And I've since then won 2 Cammys. And when he reached out about the Stone Awards this year, I was so honored and overwhelmed because, most people sing R&B. I pretty much sing all genres of music, but
Yes.
to be able to receive a gift, singing and receive an award, singing songs of my people and for my people, I was just honored and blown away. I started working with Cam. He would reach out to me to ask me to do different reenactments with him. So I would do Mahalia Jackson reenactments, marches. We did the reenactment for Martin Luther King on April 4th at Claiborne Temple. And
Yes.
so just singing the songs of my people. And when he was like, all of the elders agree. And I'm like, oh my goodness, me, little old me. And so I'm just honored to be a part of history, honored that, like you said, when you are the stone that the builders refuse, the most rejected stone, you know, when you follow your callings and being chosen, a lot of time your voice may go unheard, but you're the one that's doing the most speaking and the most action, you know. And so I just appreciate the recognition for not only my voice, but also my voice being raised for my people. So yeah, and we just gonna keep on singing our spirituals, keep on singing our songs to our people, and keep on having our boots on the ground. And yeah, and
Thank you
I'll sing a
so
little bar.
much.
I'll sing a little bar too if you want to hear it.
I'm gonna
Cause I,
get
you
you
know,
before we leave here. I'm gonna get you before
okay.
we
I
leave
hopefully
here.
my phone won't die on me.
Well, listen, the fact that you mentioned our some of our ancestral songs is so important because a lot of people don't know or understand that there are messages tied into a lot of those songs that are, that have escaped or not being taught today. So thank you for mentioning that. I want to go over to, and I don't want to, I feel like I'm about to mess your name up, but Jasara,
Jacira.
Jasera. Ah, so close yet so far. My son's name is Jasir, so Jasera. Okay, all right. There we go. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about your experiences and the excitement with the Stone Award.
Yeah, so I've been knowing Cam pretty much since I moved here to Memphis almost 20 years ago. He's always opened up the House of Mtenzi for us creatives. So I've been in that building and graced that stage many times. He has always been boots on the ground in the community and also being a place of refuge for other people who are boots on the ground.
Mhm.
I first met him as a part of there's a spoken word group here out of Memphis called Brothers Keeper. And so I started working with those brothers and performing with those brothers. And that's how I came across Cam. So whenever there was an opportunity, he would always reach out to us to grace and give, words because, our words tend to be more revolutionary in nature because we believe
Correct.
that we're in an emergency state or a state of emergency as Black people here in these United States. And so Cam has always opened his doors to us, always supported us as we feed the homeless every 2 weeks via our nonprofit called Concerned Citizens of Memphis. And then I also had the pleasure of being awarded by Cam 2 years in a row with the Shero Stone Award because of my work with children who have been sexually abused. So targeting children who have been sexually abused, but also targeting children who have not, because we want to prevent them from becoming another statistic. And so with the current statistics around that, that's the real pandemic in our communities. And, our children have a greater chance of being sexually abused than their natural chance of being born left-handed. So we're boots on the ground fighting that because we have to protect our youth. Otherwise, we're
Absolutely.
doomed. If our
Yeah,
youth aren't protected, there's no future for us. And so Cam has definitely been a big part of my journey. Again, awarding my work, even though I don't do it for that, but it's nice to receive your flowers while you're still here. And
absolutely.
he's definitely one that I look forward to helping out. And for this Stone Awards, he has asked me to share some words for those foot soldiers that he mentioned that this year's Stone Awards is in honor of. And I'm very much so looking forward to that.
Awesome. Awesome. I love to hear that. Thank you so much for your contributions and all that you're doing
Thank you.
with us. I got to get to the man, the voice, the man who is the announcer of all of it. Let me just say this. In high school, I was a band announcer, and even to this day, for our homecoming, it's my year reunion. They always call me to come, and it's almost just as many years as I say I'm old. But they always call me to do the announcing at the game. So I'm always excited to hear another great voice. Drew, tell us
Yes, sir.
about your participation and how much you have been involved and how much you love what you do with the Stone Awards.
I think that I've actually been host and co-host for the Stone Awards. I think now 17 years or maybe 18.
Oh wow!
And to have that opportunity, when you look back at what Ma and the Nine Mustard Seed and what they've done in the community, I mean, not only in regards to the forgotten Souls campaign every year. When you look at through November, these people expect for the House of Mtenzi to help them every year. They expect for them to feed them. They expect to be able to get a good dinner for Thanksgiving. And other days that we actually literally set up and feed the homeless in the community. But when I look back at all the different honorees over the years, and being a part of it, it's just a great movement. And I
Hmm.
was just looking at what Cam sent me on the press kit, and what from Selma Stones in Shelby, Memphis. And
Yeah.
of course, we're going to be honoring, commemorating, and celebrating civil rights leaders, foot soldiers, and of course, organizations from 7 historical states. Of course, this year at the 30th Annual Stone Awards. So, just to be a part of it. And of course, the event is going to be October the 18th, right here in
Yes.
Memphis, Tennessee at the Bartlett Performing Arts Center. So, when
Yeah.
you think about all the different people that are involved in it, from the staff, and then as Bobby mentioned, he's been honored before, and all the other people that are involved in that are getting honored. Man, it's just absolutely amazing. We were in Selma in July. I was initially not going to go, and it's kind of like they kidnapped me and made me go. No, I was joking, but no, um, no, I was so grateful that I was able to go. Shouts out to brother Joe Calhoun, my big brother. And it's something that when you don't know that God has already made a way for you to do something, and then you keep pulling back from it, and then God said, no, 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 no. And God made a way for me to go there because He wanted me to experience such a great thing, particularly when it comes to our history. To be
Yes.
able to cross the Edmonds Pettus Bridge, and just to be a part of that weekend, and gaining the knowledge of when you look back at the civil rights movement, and certain things that happened during the Jim Crow law, and knowing that it existed all the way up until the 70s. You cannot forget about our history, which is what's actually happening right now when you look at society and the way that they're moving in capacities, in the higher levels. But at the same time, this is what allows it to keep moving forward because of the Stone Awards, to be able to reach out in 7 different cities and honor people from different cities is absolutely amazing. So I'm
Yes.
excited just to be in a position to be able to continue to be a part of it, continue to host the event, and I I don't know how long I'll be doing this, but as long as I can stand on the stage and I can be a part of the Stone Awards, I'm going to be there. Particularly when you look at all the different people that are getting honored this year. We were at the Memphis Music Hall of Fame, and
Hmm.
they did inducted Art Gilliam. Art Gilliam owns the first Black radio station here in Memphis, Tennessee, and he was inducted into the Memphis Music Hall of Fame. This year, we're honoring him because every year WLOK has been doing an event called the Stone Soul Picnic. And just remembering over the years, even before we became a gospel radio station,
Yes.
that is something that is historic in every way possible. When you look at the only Black owned radio station here in the city, and probably in the Mid South, that has been in existence for over 50 plus years. And so when we look at that, we have to salute not only people like him, then we have inductees. We have a guy that was just part of just a couple of days ago, um, Hustle and Flow movie that was shot right here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Mm.
They this was, I don't remember which, and I think the 7th anniversary of that movie. Al Capone, one of the songwriters on there. There's a thing when we go to the Grizzlies basketball game when we whipping somebody, right? Then the song goes, "Whip that trick." That was a song that was actually in that movie. Al Capone is going to be one of our inductees into our Hall of Fame as well as Lil Rounds. Lil Rounds actually was
Nice.
one of the top winners on the American Idols. So when you
Yes.
look at history being founded in ways by way of not only through Art Gilliam, 50 years of Black radio here in Memphis, but you look at the up and coming artists and artists that have been in existence and how they're tied into major things in the city, whether it be international or whether it be national. So we look at this and we go back to um, Oklahoma and Tulsa Black Wall Street and rebooting it, that's just a great thing. How
Yes.
can one man, Stanley Campbell, collectively create a vision that would bring in so many different people? Even Sister Penny, from Atlanta, Georgia, she's one of the honorees. So I'm always excited when I see, how Cam, in his ways, he create a magnificent show. And I'm always grateful that I can stand there on the stage and be a part of such a great event.
Drew, thank you. Thank you for explaining it in such a wonderful, wonderful way. I want to jump back because he came back, Mr. Charles Harper. Sir, thank you for joining us. I want you to tell us about your experiences and your excitement concerning the Stone Awards.
Oh man, I am extremely excited about the Stone Awards. I actually had the opportunity to attend, what, Damali, was it maybe 5 years ago when our city council person and Bobby Eaton Sr.
Right,
got an award and I was down. And my uncle lived in Memphis as well. So my experience was mind blowing. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Damali was ready. She had the right dress on, had a hat, but I had my suit on. I was all right. And I saw Drew getting up hosting. I said, okay, this is on a whole nother level. This is
Right,
Black
right.
excellence. When we
Yes.
show up, we show out. And that gave me an example of what that looked like. So at that time, I had a phenomenal time then. I'm even more excited now to actually be one of the honorees, with my brother,
Awesome.
of course, Uncle Bobby Eaton and Damali Wilson. And then I done met Cam a few times here in Tulsa. So I'm ecstatic to be coming down. I love Memphis, Beale Street. I'm hungry already to be with the foot soldiers and all of
Yes,
you
sir.
all and all of that. So I'm coming with good vibes, good energy. And then whatever I can add, then just let me know. But I'm excited about it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I want to go back to Mr. Calhoun, Joe Calhoun, and Mr. Lewis Moore. Tell us, I know I got a chance to speak with you all last time, but tell us about, your experiences with the Stone Award and what you're looking forward to with this 30th anniversary.
Okay. I always considered myself a background person. I was always in the background. I started in the civil rights movement at the age of 17. And I was always more, in my mind, a support person. But over the years, as I got older and people started dying off, I became elevated to a station that I really didn't intend on, but I put the work in, most definitely. But
Yes.
again, I always considered myself a person who worked in the background, was always boots on the ground. In fact, I marched about 15 to 20 miles yesterday between the parade and the march. So, but as I got older, my focus was trying whatever I could do to make this place, in my mind, a better world. I have 4 grandchildren, and they are the people that I most want to be able to benefit from it, as well as anybody else who is around. But so I always tell them every day, we have conversations pretty regularly, so that they're totally in tune to the history of how we got to where we are. And I left my former job several years ago so that I could use my history to help to tell the history of the civil rights movement. So we educate thousands of people every year through the museum here, the Withers Museum and Gallery in Memphis on Beale Street. So that's my mission. I take it very seriously, but I'm also a part of several other organizations in the city that are doing some amazing, amazing work. And I've aligned myself with people. People use social media for a lot of different things. I use it to advertise. But in addition to that, I look at people that are doing things and I handpick them to be part of my tribe.
Yes.
So I build the tribe by people that are doing things that I want to affiliate myself with. And so I built a very solid foundation and a very solid tribe of people who are doing rather than just saying. They walk the walk.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Calhoun, and I can hear it in your voice. Mr. Moore, Lewis Moore, I know that you are gainfully involved with youth and getting to Africa. Tell us a little more about your involvement with the Stone Awards and what we have to look forward with you.
You know, I'm Lewis Moore, country boy, but from Mississippi, we talk about the
Good
elevation
old
of
SIP from the
yeah,
SIP.
yeah. You want to say it like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Talk
Listen,
back and
I
all
think I
that
might have
stuff.
said this. I can't remember. If I did say this, I'm sorry. You know, I get to that place where I have 10-second gaps if I remember something or not. Look, I don't say I have senior moments. I have 10-second gaps.
Yeah, I got
But
the senior moments.
but when I moved when I was first stationed in Mississippi, they told me that they knew that I was not from there because I said Mississippi. But by the time I left, I understood that it's Mississippi.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the correct way
Yeah,
to say it,
yeah,
Mississippi.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
please
right.
continue.
Yeah. And believe it or not, we got a connection. You serve in the military, I serve in the military.
Absolutely. Yes.
23 years. And one
Yes,
thing
sir.
about it, it's almost like you being in the military, you sort of protected from actual reality of what's really going on in society.
That's true. That's
But
very
yet
true.
still, we're feeling the obligation for freedom
Yes.
within this country where we stand for. I often tell people in the military, you're being told where to go, when to go, how to go. And you
That's
really
right.
don't have nothing to say nothing about it, but do as you were told. But
Right.
I always have love for not only our young people. I believe in investment of our young people, but with the Stone Award, Cameron recognizing me with the work that I put in,
Yes.
especially teaching Gerald TC, I definitely stayed in the community a lot.
Yeah.
And but I love the investment of our young kids. But I guess he's seen the effort that I put in a humanitarian, and you always call me that, but that I give to society, and I give more than I need to. But that's how I came affiliated with the Stone Award, and what it stands for too. You know, like you said, the stone that were rejected, but those are the cornerstone that is the foundation of life that sees the
Absolutely.
promise of the unseen to be seen. I'm saying,
Yes.
really, at the 30 years, it's been elevated. That's so it's something beyond in him, that not only in him, but that we see the future
Right.
beyond what is. And that's an important of the Stone Award, that somebody noticed what you're doing in society to make a difference. And we're going to South Africa. We talk a lot about things. I got to the point now, talking is always good, but where's the action? And the action is
Absolutely.
important. That is the result.
Absolutely.
As they said,
Mhm.
love is an action word.
Yes.
You
Yes.
got to show love. And this is with
Absolutely.
our kids. We got to show our young adult, because
Absolutely.
those are the ones that don't take the baton into the next level. And if we
Correct.
don't put nothing in it, then we're going to lose out. And we cannot afford to lose out. It's too valuable, and our history too valuable to lose out. And so that's what I always say. We always got to fight, regardless. It doesn't seem like it might not be going anywhere, but it is. It doesn't fall on deaf ears.
Yes. Yes. Well, I love that. I love that. Cam, where did Cam go?
He's on the other side, but we've got Gary Blink of
Okay.
Whitlow here that joined us a little bit late.
Got you, Garrett. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate you for being a part of this broadcast. Tell us, Garrett, about your experiences and why you are excited about the upcoming Stone Awards.
Well, I am super duper very excited. If you want to know the truth about it.
Super duper
Sometimes
very
you just
excited. I'm
not
gonna have to
tell
use
it.
that one.
But I was influenced by Cam probably going on 10 years now. I'm a local photographer. I shoot for the local Black newspaper, the New Tri-State Defender, and I've been shooting for them for quite a while. I was a freelance photographer out and about the city. And I was nominated probably about X amount of years ago, we'll just say that. And I didn't know what to think. I'm like, who, how, why me, who noticed me? But that brought to my attention that you never know who's watching you.
Yes.
And I was nervous. I don't recall ever being nominated or acknowledged to that caliber before, and all of my days, not publicly like that. So
Right.
my hat is off to Cam because he has discovered a lot of people. He has let a lot of people know who they are or who they were when they didn't know who they were.
Yes.
And I'm witness to that. And I look back over my time and I was like, I have covered a lot of grounds, and due to the fact that I've been in the photography business and shooting in Memphis, capturing historical moments
Yes.
through a mass period of time that I did
Yes.
not know accumulated, but the people around it was like, you've been around, you've been shooting all of this events and historical stuff, and it's well documented. And I had got to the point where I called myself, okay, I'm a documentary photographer. I take that, you know, and move on. But it came into a reality when Cam said, you like the modern day Mr. Withers. I was like, man, Cam, oh man, but I am documenting a lot of different events that happen throughout the city, which
Mm-hmm.
is history. And when I look back, I was like, Cam was really onto something. But I take a lot of pride in what I do because no matter what you do, I do, everybody do, if it's not documented, it didn't happen.
This is so
Somebody can
true.
say it did not happen.
Yes.
So I have put forth extra efforts to make the different events and support Cam and anything he do to the utmost. Joe Calhoun is everywhere. People tell me, they say, you be everywhere. But see, like everywhere I go, Joe Calhoun is there. So we be
So
everywhere.
we got a
But
Batman and Robin thing going on here. You all.
I
Yeah.
don't know who gets there first,
Right.
but one of us is always there when the other one gets there.
yeah, and that's a good thing due to the caliber of person that Joe is, And the thing that I love about the home team is that everybody is somebody. Everybody
Yes.
has an important part, and it's a puzzle, and it's a mission, and everybody has to do what they have to do or do certain things to make it all happen. But
Yes.
I am overwhelmed to be in this organization, So
Yeah.
once I was in Selma, I got acknowledged, the modern day civil rights photographer, and I wear that proud.
Yes.
And I will
Awesome.
continue to wear it proudly.
So
Um,
something you said, which is probably the most important, and I'm not saying that everything you had said is important, but one of the most important things that you said that stood out to me was the documentation
mhm,
of us, of history in and
mhm,
of itself. There are a lot of we've heard stories of things that have been passed down in stories through generations, and unfortunately, some of those stories are being lost because we don't have, the same ancestors or the people anymore to tell those
mhm,
stories. So the best way to make sure that this information is there is the documentation of it. I lost my father now 11 years ago in February of 2014. And as years have gone by, and I think about his birthday and the day in which he left this place. I'm always looking at pictures of him, and I realized that my father and I probably have 3 pictures together. If there are more pictures, I don't know where they are, but because of it is the reason why I take pictures with my children every single time that we're together. They get irritated by it, but to the point of documentation. I want it to be documented when it's all said and done, that you have these pictures, this documentation of good times with your father, and great times with. It's just so important to me to have that type of documentation, because when it's all said and done, when we leave here, if nobody knew who we were, if they never saw our names written, if they never saw pictures of us, how will they know the work that has been put forward in us? I tell people the only reason that we know, because everybody who is alive, not one person alive was there, the only reason that we know that George Washington was the first president is because they documented it and they keep telling us over and over again. And so
Mm-hmm.
family history is important to me. I've done research as far back as 8 generations on both sides of my family to know who people are because that documentation matters. It really does. So I really appreciate you for bringing that out. Brother Carrington or Godfather Carrington, I think is dropped off the line. I hope that all is well with him. But I wanted to circle back around to Jasara, and I listen, it'll take forever for me to say it right. I'm really bad at pronouncing people's names, so don't feel bad. This is why I'm glad, and please don't take this the wrong way. My name has lasted 2,000 years. Joseph is a good name, it just
Yes, it is.
it has lasted a long time. But I understand that you do spoken word. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I wanted if you would just give us just a snippet of anything that you that's in your spirit, that's in your heart right now.
Um, Okay, let's see if I can remember off the top of the dome. I didn't realize that you were born into a system that wasn't meant for you to have a chance, that the color of your skin made your birth a special circumstance. As we grew up, I didn't notice your childhood friends, just little boys, become Black men in prison, become Black men who died too soon, become to me as just another number, when to you they were your brothers. So I didn't notice as your impressive intelligence became lost in bitterness. But I did call you my baby daddy, when in
Mm,
fact you are my children's father. And I joined
mm.
the unsupportive society that didn't bother to nurture, to help, to help heal you. And for that, I apologize. You see, I heard when you repeated after Jesse Jackson that I am somebody, but I didn't hear the world's reply when their actions said that you were, are, and will continue to be nobody, as they profited from your existence but still denied your humanity. So I labeled you as having Black male frustration. I didn't recognize the self-rejection wrapped up in a bow called job discrimination. And for that, I apologize. That's
Wow.
it.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that. For on so many levels, I appreciate that simply because one of the things that I am adamant about saying on a regular basis is that one of the hardest jobs in the world, which is not even a documented job, is being a Black man. It is without a question one of the
And being a
hardest
Black father.
roles in the world, being a Black man in itself, and then that of being a Black father. So that is we appreciate that speaks volumes and speaks volumes to every man, honestly, who's ever had to endure or be a part of this world, because sometimes the world shuns us or gets upset with us if we're too masculine or if we're too effeminate or if we're too many things. So thank you, really, I appreciate that.
Pleasure.
um, wow, you that if that's what it's happening at the Stone Awards, then I can't I can't wait to see it and be a part of it in and of myself. Y'all are making me wanted to come to Memphis on tomorrow. As I tell folks all the time, my car goes where I tell it. So I just get in and I go. I do enjoy Memphis. It's been quite a while since I've been there. But guys, I can't say thank you enough for the information and the impact that you all are making in the communities. There's no question that what is being seen in each and every one of you is not only being seen by Cam or the people that are part of the Stone Awards, but is being seen by individuals throughout your communities and apparently throughout the nation. And it's true that if one somebody has seen it, then so many other people have as well. And you don't know the reach that you have, but that's why it's so important to keep your hands to the plow and doing the
Right.
work that you're doing to ensure that the generations behind you will be able to have something to hold on to. Something that a teacher once said to me that I'll always remember. One of my teachers said to me, Joe, if I walk into a room and everybody in there looks my age, I walk out. She says, because there's nothing else that we can offer. He says, but
Mm.
when I walk into a room and I see that there are young people, stay and I encourage and I support because they're the ones who are going to benefit from the tree that I planted on yesterday.
Right.
Those types of things are what I look forward to. And that's the type of work that I can tell that the Stone Awards is doing and that all of you all are doing in the background. And so I can't say thank you enough. If we had 9 hours, I don't think that we would be able to get over all of the fantastic things that you all are doing in your communities. But
If I may, for
before,
just a
please.
minute, I want to say something. And the month of October, we have several events. So if anybody is able to come earlier that week, we've got the awards from the awards from the National Civil Rights Museum. They have their annual awards. We've got awards program fundraiser at Withers Museum and Gallery. We've got the Stone Awards. We have the After Stone Awards. We've got documenting preview a documentary from Cam Mtenzi, and we've got a reenactment photo on the 19th that morning if people are still available and able to come down. So there's plenty of things to do during that whole entire week in the city of Memphis.
You listen, you stole my thunder. I was going to ask you to give us a rundown.
I will actually send out a calendar.
Yes. Okay.
Events.
Awesome. No, I can't say thank you enough for that. I was going to ask for a rundown, but before we go, I want each and every one of you to tell me where people can find you, because all of you are doing great things. And so I want people to be able to find you on social media or wherever it is that you have a platform so that they can look you up. And we'll start with Mr. Eden. Where can people find you, sir?
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, you can find me all over the globe on KBOB899.com. Again, that's KBOB899.com. Or you can find me on Facebook, Bobby Eaton. Or, if you want some entertainment, you can go to the eatnoutband.com. And that's where you can find me on most social media platforms. So get with me.
Thank you so much. Damala and Charles, where can we find you guys?
So you can find us at world1development.com or nycu.fm. We have an online radio station. And then, of course, Damali Wilson on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
And on LinkedIn, I'm Charles Harper. On Facebook and Instagram, I'm Charles Lamont. That's my middle name, but keep it a secret.
Yeah. Mr. Drew, ladies and gentlemen, where can we find you, sir?
Drew McCraven III, and that would be either on Facebook or on Instagram. And on TikTok, you can find me under Positive Reaction, which is my nonprofit organization.
Nice. Jasara?
So my name on everything is Queen Jasira, and that is Queen is spelled KWEEN. So my website is queenjasira.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's all Queen Jasira.
Thank you so much. Mr. Lewis Moore, where can we find you, sir?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. You also can find me on South Africa 25, South Africa 2025.com. You also can find me on Snapchat, and you all can find me. Just call my name, I'll be there.
It's like the bat symbol for real. Joe, where can we find you, Mr. Calhoun?
I'm old, so I'm very simple. Joe Calhoun on Facebook only.
There you go.
And I'm at the museum every day at Withers Museum, 333 Bill Street.
And forgive me, but the gentleman behind you, tell me your name one more time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Henry Whitlow.
Mr. Whitlow, where can we find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn.
Behind me.
Or wherever Joe is, that's where he is. Mr. Whitlow is. Yes. Yeah.
And also LinkedIn, Gary Whitlow, Facebook, MEM Blink, BLINK.
Yes. Well, guys, thank you so much. I don't know where Cam went, but we know we can find him everywhere.
Right there.
Listen, Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a huge pleasure having each and every one of you be a part of our show tonight here on the People's Choice. I look forward to what's going to happen with the upcoming Stone Awards, and I want to thank each and every one of you all for being a part of tonight's broadcast. You don't know just how important your impact is and the things that you're doing. You may think that you know, but you really don't know until you see the fruits of your labor come forward. And I want to thank Cam, and I'm sure he's going to have something to say before we go out, but I want to thank Cam for being able to put together such a august body of people, to honor and to let the world know what's taking place. So Cam, take us out with where they can find you and any other information that you want us to know about the upcoming Stone Awards.
Well, let's start with where they can find me. I'm with Sarge here and the crew. They just look on your shoulder. Just look on your shoulder.
I was
Ooh,
listening.
I'll be
I
there.
heard it in my head. Yes.
Just look on your
Yes.
shoulder, honey. But
Yes.
seriously, I would like to say two things to end, if you allow me, Minister. We didn't mention that the whole month of October is the Stone Awards month. In 2019, the city of Memphis passed a resolution designating the whole month of October as the Stone Awards month, and that's a huge accomplishment
Yeah.
right there. And secondly, I think everyone that was on this Zoom interview, we need to really give all the kudos and the respect and the celebration to one of the original civil rights leaders. That's
Yes.
Honoree, which is Kirk Carrington. I
Yes.
think
Yes.
all of us, including Joe, he's the second, all of us stands on his shoulder. And he had to, fortunately, he had another meeting. That's the reason why he had to chime out. But
Got
I
you.
would like for all of us to, in one of heart, to say thank you, Kirk Carrington, for allowing us to stand on your shoulder.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Cam. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone, for being a part of tonight's show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the People's Choice here on WCEG Talk Radio, the Worldwide Community Empowerment Network. We can't say thank you enough for joining us, and we can't say thank you enough to our guests that came on tonight. And we're looking forward to the month of October. And Memphis is about to be shut down with the Stone Awards. There's no question about it. And ladies
All
and
roads
gentlemen,
lead to Memphis, as Gary Grace would
all
say.
roads lead to Memphis.
Leads to
If I was
Memphis.
in Mississippi, I know I'd take 55 north and go all the way there.
55 north.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining us. Everyone have a good night. Thank you for joining the People's Choice.
Thank
I'm
you.
your
Thank you,
host,
Mr.
Joe
President.
Flint, all one word, like a tribe called Quest. Good night, everyone.